Hello. Sorry, my workspace is still a bit of a mess. Helps if I move that closer. Oh, we'll see. Thank you for the follow. Just so you know, I don't do Discords, so if you're gonna ask me to join it, don't bother. Gonna spray a matte coat on our frame arms figure, and then we'll get started on the Humvee. I need to let that matte coat dry.
Looks like love.
Aries Studios, thank you for the resub.
Just subscribed. 72 months.
72 months is a long time. How you doing? Yeah, I'm about the same. Working so many days straight, especially with a varying time schedule, means you can't get on top of things like laundry and cleaning and stuff like that too easily, so I had to waste half my morning doing that, when normally it would be 5-10 minutes playing catch up. You know? So I went ahead and did some painting on the figure already. You can kind of see how the wash works. And I think I figured out how to make it work like an oil wash. Using this Createx gloss base has a harder finish than Future or any other gloss varnish I've been using. And then putting the Vallejo on, letting it mostly dry. You know, don't let it dry for a day, but let it set so it's dull to a finish, and then go back with a damp Q-tip and just gently scrub it off. And it works like an oil in that regard. You can kind of see it right there, how it's just in the recessed areas. So we'll need that over here. Everything else going okay for you? So right now I'm just giving her a dull coat to seal it up and get it ready for dry brushing and other weathering tricks I want to do to pop some details out. Hold on. Alright, we're back. It was just Jen letting me know she was home. So did you manage to work on anything last night, or did you do like me and just kind of mope around the entire night?
rs_studio said just relax.
Gotcha. So you did like me and moped. Gotcha. Yeah, another place that wash really worked well to pop out is the detail on her hip parts, I guess you could call them. Armor, skirt parts, who knows. I gotta say, I'm really beginning to like this Createx dull coat, and I wish I'd found it a lot earlier. And gotta reload. So as of right now, my next streaming days will be Monday, Friday this week, Monday, Friday next week. But the other good thing is I'm 7 to 3 most other days again. The individual who was at our store throwing my schedule off has moved on to his next area of assignment, and I'm back on regular schedule. Hey Alex, how you been? Missed you these past couple, at least the past week, past couple streams at least. Getting worried about you. Yeah, we're gonna let that dull coat dry for a bit. Go back over the main body and make sure I got everything. No, George, I got it kind of organized. It's not so much a desk cleanup. Just working 6 days straight with an oddly rotating schedule makes it so it's hard to keep up on things, you know? Okay. Yep, everybody's here. Has everybody else been alright, though? And what was her name?
Looks like love at first sight to me.
Major Havoc, thank you for the resub. How you doing? Is this my streamiversary month? I could never remember. I could have sworn it was either this month or last month. But yeah, it's going okay. Schedule's getting back to normal. Yeah. So I'll be getting back to normal. Oh, that's great. Where are you headed? I mean, the Azores, Argentina, you know, the Falklands, someplace peaceful. Oh, Portugal, there you go. Oh, Daniel gonna be in Jamaica and Miami, man. If you want a good Florida experience, try and get out of Miami. I'm not kidding. Go to Key Largo. If you're into snorkeling, try John Pennycamp. It's a kind of like an enclosed lagoon snorkeling diving site. That's down in Key Largo. Okay. So we got our stowage. Kind of know what I want where. And yes, I can fit all this on the vehicle more readily. Okay, so we'll paint the tarp top. Want that there. So I am going to pre-position a lot of this just to make sure for fit. And that it actually looks halfway decent. If I stop doing that. What the hell? That'll get the stream shut down. Be careful with that. Actually, let's put you over here. Get you. Where's your bald spot? There. Get the spare tire tucked in there. There. Oil pan, just in there. And we've only got a crew of 2, so I don't know why I have 3 of these. We'll lay that one there. And maybe that there. Then these will just hang on the side. Like I said, we're going for like a 90s look, so the Alice packs will be good. I think these are too fat, though. Let me dig through. Especially if we're going to have stuff blocking off the sides a bit better. I can kind of fudge it with a Tamiya one. November's Humvee will be arriving tomorrow. And December's is ordered and on the way. No. The one I want is the 4-door soft top one. I might have to settle and get one like this, but I can make this into the 4-door soft top one. Right now the goal is to get... There's those. Sorry, let me get my head screwed back on right. Cot. Where did that cot go? So yeah, we'll not use these. Another cot. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll go with these 2 Alice packs. These wrapped pieces, these cots. Okay. Couple things in Utah. A diesel truck made before 1997 doesn't require emissions. So it limits me, but it helps me if I aim for one that is built before 97. Means a higher chance of only having the 3-speed with the older engine, but as long as it runs, I'll be happy with that. If I wanted speed, I wouldn't be getting something shaped like a brick. That said, if I have to get a newer one, I will. It's just whatever I can get for the money I've got. And I'll figure out the loopholes from there. I know going up into Washington, where I'm going to be moving to, emissions and safety aren't required. So it's one less hurdle. And as long as I can get it registered here, it'll make it easier to transfer registration up there once I move. But right now we're still at the 15% mark. We probably won't be at the 20% mark until middle of next month. I want to see if I have one more like that. That looks more realistic compared to the one I've got. No, that's Israeli. Israeli. And the thing is, these bags came in different sizes too. No, I've essentially got the model of what I want built, but that could change. It depends on what I'm able to get, what is available in the aftermarket, you know, and that's if I can even get one. Ow. Okay, so we got these, that'll go here. This one will go there. Okay. So take that off. Put this away. It's amazing how much little stowage goes into a big, or into a vehicle. And this is for only for 2 people. Okay, where did I put that paint? There it is. We'll know by next May overall if I have to go a bit longer before I can start bidding or not. And I'll have to see what's available, you know, out there. Right now, if you go to GovPlanet, there's a lot of really good ones. And a lot of terrible ones. There's one where if I had at least $5,000, honestly, we're gonna need another war to really know what's going on with tanks. There's so much in the air, literally and figuratively. I don't want to say the pundits are right, but we're going to really have to rethink tank warfare if we want to keep them viable on the battlefield. You can't just keep bolting shit onto it. We got to rethink the whole idea from the ground up. But as far as Abrams X, an electric vehicle is a stupid idea on the battlefield. Even a hybrid vehicle is stupid, which Ferdinand Porsche proved that to the Germans back in the 40s. At the same time, we wouldn't be giving away the Abrams like candy in a way that a known aggressor could get their hands on it if we didn't have something fundamentally different in the pipeline.
Said the Russian MBs have really shown that storing ammo under the trunk isn't a good idea with auto loaders.
No, it never is. And even their new T90 that they're going to be releasing has not changed that that thought process for Russian tank design. It's still a T-72 with additions. Oh, forgot the entire top half of that. What I was saying before, if I had about $5,000 right now, there's one that I could probably get and have shipped. It's physically complete. They said engine would not start, components missing. I looked at the pictures, it's missing a belt. Usually ones that are listed will not start, don't sell, or they sell for very low. And if the engine's complete and the belt's off, anything else can be fixed relatively easily. Water pump, easy. Alternator, easy. So when it comes down to it, I might be bidding on one like that. But we'll have to wait till May, unless I get a windfall over the winter, which I doubt. Okay, let's get this back over by the M109, because I don't want to use this up on stuff. Nope. Except the seats. See, my head's in like 10 different places right now. But for right now, I'm going to keep to my projected $300 a month set aside, plus whatever I get from the models I'm selling and whatever I get from revenue on Twitch and all that. Oh, and we managed to get 10 more subs on YouTube in the last week, so thank you for that if you're out there watching. just gonna stick that there for right now. Coleman cooler. Should we make it red? Blue? That weird baby shit green they had? Orange? I'm thinking blue. It would contrast nicely with the rest of it.
At Leo 2A7DK said new turn. Old poet. Self-liquid 2 Ukrainian Bradleys slammed the T90B in 3, I think, by totally destroying their sights.
Oh, it wasn't just the sights. It was the reactive armor getting blown off of it, so soon they were able to penetrate the hull. They caused their external countermeasures to go off. That's the large flares that you saw pop off. That was their smoke dischargers and stuff just failing. They completely decimated those things externally, and once they did that, it was over. The Bradleys just kept hitting them. The crew inside was like living in a church bell for 10 minutes, or however long that lasted. I honestly wouldn't wish that on anybody, but, you know, as they say, fuck around, find out. Actually, since the lid's going to be white, I'm going to attach this on the lid. That way I can paint it all around properly. There we go. But come December, once I get through get started on the December Humvee, I'll start ordering the January, February ones. But I'll probably keep one aside. And once the time gets closer, and I actually bid, and supposing I get one, right? Because the processing time will take a few months anyway. Once I win one, I'll start. I won't tell you guys which one it is, or I won't show you the auction listing. But I'll start building one that resembles the one that I won. 1 1 1 1 1. And once we have that baseline of condition, we can compare it to how I want it to be when it's done. So when the time comes, I'll probably be ordering one of the ICM ones, just so I can have a decent blank slate version that's got the more modern accessories on it. Unless by some miracle I wind up winning an 1151, then I'll have to order one of those and strip it down. But I'm not going to be bidding on those, to be honest. At least I'll try not to. But if I see a runner pop up that nobody's bidding on, damn right I'm going to throw a shot at it. And if the stowage on this goes okay today, we might get the old fuel truck back out. Maybe throw a little stowage at that too. There's a couple bits I wanted to put on it. But can anybody guess what December's Humvee might be? Because we got the Stinger one already. We're doing this cargo version. Aries, you can't say. You already know.
RS_Studios said but. Oh, okay.
Oh, enough butts out of you. Giggity. And when I start building the one I win, I'm probably going to order the engine set for it.
At Leo 2A7DK said the Avenger one is nice.
I've already got that one. It's one I don't have already. There's the Humvee Avenger, but there's also the fictional Humvee Stinger. Ooh, I know what I could do with that one. I've got some spare back seats. Who here remembers the driving scene from Firebirds? Where they taped pantyhose to Nicolas Cage's head and had him drive a Humvee with a blacked out windshield. Because I could either do the Stinger one out of the box as a proposed idea in the old pre-NATO camouflage, or, being that it's just a bare-bones Humvee with a weird missile turret in the back, I could make it the one from Firebirds. Just get 3 figures, one that kind of looks like Tommy Lee Jones. Put the little mirror periscope on.
Leo 2A7DK said I had the 25mm test vehicle from Artynia.
That's one I still have to get. I don't have that one. I see what you're trying to do, though. You're trying to whittle down. You're not going to win because you've got the different ones from Bronco, you've got the different conversions. You're trying to get me to talk myself into whittling down. That won't work! Okay, I need to go through and get all my different greens and drabs out. Army olive drab. Where's my American forest green? There it is. And Tamiya olive green. Come on.
Leo 2 A7 DK Sedo. Sean Young. Have a little flying Tim with her.
She was a bit crazy. That's about the same time that she went a bit nuts trying to land the role of Catwoman on Batman Returns with Tim Burton. Because if you notice, kind of at that time, her career dried up. Though I could be wrong. I know they used her likeness in Blade Runner 2049. I think they also got her to come back to at least voice the character after they had redone it, even though they had another actress play the physical part before they remapped the face. But I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody else out there will correct me.
At Leo 2 A7 DK said, think it was the first time I saw the 8H64 with Steamers.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first appearances of it. I think it was one of the first major film roles it had, regardless. It was all filmed down in Arizona, I think. Sorry, hands are very tight. Had a really rough week last week, and we got some bad weather moving in the next couple days. Like, it's gonna hit tonight. I'm just checking the forecast now. Yeah, around 11 p.m. it's gonna start raining. That could bump up anytime soon. All of the failed hurricanes coming up from the Pacific are hitting here. Okay. Either way, I think we're going to have a new short tonight. Either Artynia finished or HMMWV progress, so that's good. And I need to go back into my pictures and get an idea of what this tailpipe looks like. Because in reality, the shroud is just perforated metal wrapped around it. I think most of the time it's just painted black. A lot of times it's got some rust on it. Yeah. Okay, that one's painted NATO green. I could go either way with it, and then just give it like a dusty, rusty wash. Yeah, okay. Okay, this paint hasn't been used in a while. Let's make sure, one, it's still viable. It is. And two, I can stir it. So here's a little bit of trivia. What was the first movie that you think that the Abrams was ever portrayed in use? Like, what movie comes to mind when you think M1 Abrams? And it doesn't have to be a real Abrams, because I think the first time I saw a real Abrams in use in a film was 2005 War of the Worlds. But I'm just talking the idea of the Abrams itself as a tank. No Google. Do you want a hint or do you want the answer? No. The movie it was used in, it would have definitely been a mock-up because they couldn't get army help. But this, yeah, it wasn't a dressed-up Centurion, I can tell you that. You either Googled that, Aries, or you've heard me talk about it before. Which was it? Don't lie. Oh, okay. So you remember the blink and miss it single or one or two shots where it was firing at the T-72. I'm gonna start gluing some of this stuff in. Actually, no. I want to hit this with a wash first, a detail wash. Oh, and I was wrong. On some variants, these slats up here can be wood. On some, they're metal. Again, depends on the age. These have been gloss coated, so you're going to see what I was talking about earlier, using this stuff more like an oil wash. It is possible. But these frames and retainers were also made of steel, and some of them, which means I can give... No, were the brackets made of steel? I'd have to go back and look. I think on a lot of them they could have been, or at least the retainers down here. So I can use some light dabs of rusty color on that. But Aries is right, it was Red Dawn. And I think that is the oldest film you can go and have an Abrams in it, because Red Dawn was made in '84. I think the Abrams entered service just after that officially. There we go. And we're probably going to chip up the slats too with some wooden colors just to bring them a little bit more life. See if we can get some happy accidents going. Notice I'm avoiding the NATO black areas. This stuff wouldn't really show up on them anyway. They'll get popped with the dusty color once we get back to that phase. And all I'm doing is just trying to pop the details. A lot of this is going to get removed. So on the Stinger one, should I print out some wheels for it, or should I just use the kit wheels? They're not that great. If I print some out, it would keep the overall visual quality consistent between the models, because the rest all have either aftermarket or good kit tires. A lot of that will probably come out, but I'm just seeing what I can do with this. Like I said, happy accident type stuff. So yeah, I think I've got a pretty good grasp on how I want to use these washes now. It won't totally replace the oil-based ones, but it'll definitely give me more to work with. Alex, thank you very much for the tip.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't
Much
happening.
appreciated.
Alex tipped $30, then get some decent wheels for it.
How would you like that used? Might have to touch that up. Yeah, I don't think I had the hood sealed as well as it should have been. And I may have used the wrong clear as well. The test where I noticed this was the Createx clear, where this is a bit... I think this is the floor polish, which is more porous and holds on to the stain a bit more, which is not good. We can still work with it. Because we are modeling one that's had the hood replaced and a bunch of other stuff done to it, so it's not going to be clean, it's not going to be neat. We might even come back with a sponge and chip up some of the camo to show the green underneath. But thank you very much for that, Alex. Who just walked under my legs? Oh, hi, Marmar. Hi, kitty boy. What are you doing? Huh? Come on. Marbles up. Come on. Up. You used to do chair cat. Why not now? And I just realized something. I'm leaving the doors off of this. I didn't put the hinge dowels here, the holes, or the... just at least a little piece of round styrene here for the hinges. So we might have to go back and add that. Marbles, you're not helping. You're tickling me. He's rubbing up against my legs when I'm trying to do this. I do appreciate it. And for anyone else out there watching, don't be afraid to say, hey, could you try working on one of these? And if I got it, I'll dig it out. If I don't have it, I'll try and find a affordable variation on it. In a few streams, we might jump back into the 1930s for a bit with a GB Racer finish. Maybe even a Grumman Duck, a seaplane from the 30s. When we were on vacation back in 23, the wife and I were driving through Idaho. And we'd had the Evergreen Aviation Museum planned, so we knew we were heading to that for the Spruce Goose and everything there. But as we're driving along, we see signs for another museum, and we're like, "What's this?" And we didn't have like a strictly set itinerary. God, what was the name of the place? What was the fucking name? I can't remember it now. It wasn't a big place, but it wasn't a hole in the wall either. Like, they were fully restoring B-17s. Give me a second. I want to say it was the Warhawk Aviation Museum, but I could be wrong, but that looks right.
Leo 2A7DK said as long as you don't pop up these sci-fi half-nude hardcore women. I can't pronounce my own name when you build those.
What, like this one? And she's doing the T-pose of domination, too. I forgot to dull coat her face. I don't need to do anything more to it, so that'll be the final step anyway, but I'll have to get that out, spray it down. And then we might tinker on her for a little bit once we get to a certain point on this. We're progressing nicely on the Humvee, so I'm not about to stop on it. I still have half a month to finish it, but I don't want to run up against a wall either. So yeah, if you time it right, you can use these acrylic washes very, very much like an oil wash in terms of application and removal. Just be sure you're using a better acrylic sealer than like a floor finish. You need something with a much harder and more resistant finish. There's that, and these. Yeah, let me grab some dull coat. We'll do her head. We'll get the Humvee's body and chassis and top sealed and press on to the next. But I'm going to take a quick break. It's been an hour. I need to do some moving around and nature's calling. So, perfect timing. I'll be right back. Sorry, that took longer than expected. My washer was also unbalanced, so I had to address that. Matte coat. I have to say, I like how the shadows on her hair turned out.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said you're a centurion.
Hmm? Centurion where? Or am I missing something now?
At Georgia Davis 7629 said
Oh.
record mentioned something to do with centurions.
Yeah, we were talking about the first appearance of an Abrams in a movie. And it was Red Dawn in the scene with the T-72 when they were trying to cross the battlefield. And they never did.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said Peter Craven, thought you were on about the British centurion thing.
No, there's nothing to be on about the Centurion about.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said haven't seen that film.
Go watch it. The 80s one, not the new one with the Hemsworths, but the original one with Patrick Swayze. I don't know, I feel like I'm being sloppier on this one. We'll see if we can turn that around in a weird way. I'll get it figured out. My heart's in it, but it feels like I just keep having brain farts when I'm working on this one. I don't know. Is Red Dawn allowed to be shown in the UK? Ah, come on, get off me. There.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said Insta.
Interesting.
At Window 2A7DK said Alex, back again. Watched some videos which had Alex calling aggressively. Super nice. British ones.
Alex had a squirrel moment.
One that the British Army had. Bonkers time.
I actually have a 70-second scale Chinook I could make. Got it up in my closet. Bought it on a whim because it's the one where you gotta cut the body and make it the wide body version. Maybe we'll bust that out next month, and between that and the Hind, we can kind of do like a lot of helicopter stuff.
7629 said watch the Italian transport plane for the
Excuse me.
At Georgia Davis 7629.
Is that the weird one with the jet engines high up on the wings?
24.
Kind of like the one they used in Die Hard 2.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said pilot just ignores how big his plane is.
Oh, they kind of learned that the hard way at Fairchild way back when. A B-52 pilot decided to do a low altitude pass and he went over 90 degrees in a bank turn, fell out of the air.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said it's a Fox transport.
I knew it was a transport plane, just forget which one. But it's oddly fat though, right? And stubby? I think I just saw something about a tornado here. Where was that? We better not be on a tornado watch, because we got nothing in the sky right now. Oh well. that. We'll let this dry on here for a little bit. If I can get it back together. Did I not factor paint tolerance into this? Or pain tolerance? Which one didn't I do? So I need that, these, that.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said the worst airshow crash we had was a C-Dixon, pulled up after a supersonic dive, plane ripped itself apart, pilots killed
I saw that. I saw video footage of that one. Yeah, that was not pretty. Okay, so I need this gray, field drab, white. Actually, let me get a darker gray. Which one's darker here? Let's go with this one. Okay.
Georgia Davis 7629 said that was a really good display from Spartan pilot.
Yeah, especially considering you don't see that airframe very often. At least not on this side of the woods. I need brushes.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said we mostly get A400 dust and Airbus Beagle planes where we are.
I remember one time sitting outside at Lakenheath, and I heard what sounded like seriously a two-stroke lawnmower going by. I turn around and look, and it was a two-seat Spitfire, just slowly going by outside.
At Leo 2A7DK said nice rifle and blank. It does have something.
Yeah, I like this kit. There seems to be a subset of YouTube, though, that likes to go around to people's profiles who build these kits and call them PDF files, which is kind of stupid, but whatever. I just report the comment, and it removes it. So that way you guys don't have to deal with it. We're just trying to scuff the rifle up a bit. We're not going like super crazy on the weathering and the wear. Hi, Frank. Frankie, come on. Where'd you go? Come here. Good boy. Come on. Frankie.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said Spitfires are fantastic little planes.
And then about the same time we had a couple of Phantoms from Holloman passing through, because they were on their way to Germany, I think. They had Holloman tails, but we knew they were the German Phantoms. And I forgot how much those smoked. Frankie. You must not be in cuddle mode right now.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said, is that one of the Sky Witches kits?
It's a frame arms kit, but the art for the character and the character design was done by the same artist who does the Sky Witches characters.
At Leo 2A7DK said, I love the F4U. Bubble Conifer.
No, not F4U.
Cannons, rockets, and galore.
F4 Phantom. So you might see some familiar design elements to the Sky Witches, but it's not from that.
At Leo 2A7DK said, still love the Corsair.
Oh yeah, I think there's a couple flying out of Duxford.
7629 said, I'm with Leo here.
It's been a while since I tackled the Corsair kit. Not really in the mood for one, though. I still need to get a Blue Nose P-51.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said, got a Colonial Navy F4 Phantom kit to build in a couple of years.
Is that the Airfix one, or the, didn't Super Wings also do a couple of British Phantoms? As well as the American ones? I like how that brought that out.
At Leo 2A7DK said, angels on our shoulders.
My grandfather was in that unit. That's why I want to. That's why I need a blue nose one. The the blue nose bastards of Bodney. I never did look into what the 63rd flew in World War II. Maybe I should do that too. See if I can find something from them. This might be too small of a brush for what I'm doing now. I'm gonna pop these edges just a hair more. Let's try this one. There. A little broader, a little softer.
A7D case I'd make a historical and personal one. Nice. And a good thinking rough in the sky.
Oh, I've got a couple personal ones already. But yeah, I'd like to make one of my grandpa's unit. My brother already did a P-47 that his name was actually on. I can't find any P-51s like that. Hi! Hi, buddy! Hi, Frank! Are we gonna be good? You just checking things out? I know you don't normally lay down on the table where stuff is. Good boy. You done playing with your sister? Good boy.
They will conquer all with a mighty fluffy paws. All shall bow down when they purr.
Good boy, Frankie. Yeah. Unlike your sister, you behave. This finished painted version should look pretty good on a short tonight. Do you think she'd look good with the usual white background, or you think a black background might be in order? Because the only thing really to do after this is reassemble her and then pick out the metallic details better. So there it is, dry brushed versus not. Frankie, oh, you're leaving? And I did overpaint everything before I started all this. Matched up some colors with the base plastic colors. Maybe went a little darker than I should, but I think they work for the character. Yeah, this week we're looking at putting a little more money towards the Humvee. I want to see if I can do a little more than my usual 100. Try and get 150. But I'm also trying to do it in a way that I can still support the channel and my requirements for subjects and materials and not completely break the bank. Clean the brush out. Okay.
At Leo 207DK said I leaked some stuff from a Canadian gentleman. After a little chat back and forth, I found out his grandfather crashed in a Lancaster in Orison. The sound between
Oh, wow.
Sweden in World War II. The Black.
That's cool. One day I'd like to do a Lancaster, maybe after I move. Even then, if I do one, it might be in 72nd scale only. Because that thing's a beast in any other size. Did Airfix ever do a new Tool 72nd Lancaster, or are they still repopping the old Dam Busters kit from the 60s and 70s?
At Georgia Davis 7629 said lucky fast. Lanes were a nightmare to get out of.
I still find it funny getting buzzed by that one.
Georgia Davis 7629 said think they did one around 2020-ish. At Georgia Davis 7629 said 2010-ish.
Okay, I'll have to look out for one if I ever get the itch. I really like how it popped the corners on that. Come on. There we go. And we completely forgot to do her entire jacket and shoes area, so we'll get back to that.
At Leo207DK said they were hastily picked up by Danish fishermen and brought to Sweden.
Well, at least the fisherman did the right thing.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said want to do a fentanyl Lancaster. At Georgia Davis 7629
Ah!
said our Sandus Core Studios just redeemed free huts.
This is a really fun kit, though, and it's on Amazon right now really cheap if anyone else is interested in it. What's funny is a couple months ago, a scam went around, and they tried to target my wife, saying that this kit in particular had been dropped off at their door, but they were trying to get all this other information, and we're just like, well, just send it back and it'll get resent, you know? Just put wrong address. And they're like, well, could you come by and just grab it? And, you know, the whole fishy thing. It's like, something ain't right here. And then here I go buying it. But yeah, whatever it was, it reeked of a phishing scam. Oh, I had a bit of a scare yesterday too. Not so much of a scare, just one of those like, ooh, that could have been interesting moments. Before I had to go to work, I'm sitting here painting on this character. And I look up, there's a spider on the ceiling above me. Big old wolf spider. Now, we've been having trouble with black widows around here lately. So I caught him and immediately put him to work behind my display cases.
At Leo 2A7DK said people are trying so much these days. I know that times are tight, but keep your nose to yourself. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're not wrong either. There's a lot of people trying too hard to do too much for free. And it's really sad though, that's the thing. But I can also see how people just get tired from it, just worn out. Just the non-stop intrusion, the non-stop pestering from people like that.
At Leo 2A7DK said how about that spider?
Oh, I took her box, tapped him, got him to fall down into it. I could hear him scurrying around inside. And then I just released him behind my display cases. Because a couple weeks ago, when I moved my 1-to-1 scale facehugger, I picked it up, and on the very tip of its tail was an adult female black widow. And wolf spiders eat black widows. So I'd rather keep the wolf than the widow. It's getting colder, so everything's trying to move inside. If we find a widow, we spray it, but when you see one, there's 20 more you don't.
At Leo 2A7DK said some scary critters there.
Just typical Utah. Typical Utah in the winter. Or fall, I should say. Winter's coming, though. We've already got snow on our mountain peaks. Even the lower ones right by the house. We totally forgot to do this. And I'll be right back. If you've been hearing a ding, 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 our washer's out of balance. So give me one moment. It's time for another break anyway. I gotta move around.
A7DK said, oh my. Typical. They can kill you right out. Well, you get normal with the monster.
Alright, I'm back. I think I let my brush get a little too dry. Whoop. There we go. Maybe I'll see if I can do an edit video like I did with the cyber alien, the cyborg alien, whatever you want to call it. And my eyes are drying out. Great. We need a smaller brush again for the field gray.
Artynia 2A7DK said that is for sure not a grandma pantsuit she is wearing. I would be forced to call it body armor.
Just all part of the character. I just wish I wouldn't get the troll comments, but I don't feed them either. I don't sit there and try and argue with them or anything. I just report it and let it go on its way. Yeah, one of the things I might print next, if I can find good files, is Johnny 5. I tried printing him out a while ago. I was never happy with it. The kit was too basic. So I want to see if I can search out better files. The ones on Gambody suck. The track units are too small.
Leo2A7DK said I follow some other US channels. We have to stick together. This world has a future. I love Americans like you. Let's not fight each other.
Oh, I know. I'm not looking to fight anybody. I just want to do my thing and be left alone. And my thing is building models. But then you get these other people that come in and they're projecting. And, you know, that's fine. They can project all they want. That's their problem, not mine. But they seem to consider making a figure of an anime girl equal to other illegal activities. And I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? But I don't feed them, I just report them, delete them, go on with my day. Tell you what, if I get one on this short that I do tonight for this character, I'll leave it up for a bit, let you guys respond, or at least see it, and then I'll report it. Just so you can see the kind of nasty bullshit that shows up. My red. Probably wouldn't hurt to shake this one a bit more. This one seems to be unusually thick. But as far as my next 3D print figure, I don't know. I was thinking of this character. It's fan art of a character from a series called Gate.
The busy builder sent a link. The busy builder sent a link. The busy builder sent a link.
There's that. I need this. I think that would be a neat one to do.
At Leo207DK said just because you are a public person, you should not have to be harassed. This is people chilling with some nice building, techniques, problems. Stay out of Chanyo if you are not positive.
Oh, they don't come into the live streams though. That's one thing I've noticed. There's been no comments like that in the live streams, just the shorts. I had one show up on the Grand Scale Go Rai when I finished her, and then one on this one when I posted the work in progress version. But those are also the only two so far they've shown up in. They haven't shown up in any of the past ones, so it's been a recent development. And it's never the same user, so I'm thinking it's either a troll or a bot campaign. But I'm sorry, if you see this and your first thought is child, what does that say about you? Okay, bigger brush. Bigger brush, broader blade. And once this dries, I'm going to go along the bevel. I'm going to try something new just to give it a little bit more kick. I want to go along the bevel edge with chrome and see if that two-color effect really brings it out more. Yeah, we really are close to the end phase on this, though. I'm just plucking out the smaller details. Then we can jump back on the Humvee. I just wish I had 2 days off in a row again. I've only got one this time. But my next day will be Friday. And we'll see how things develop during the week, too. Tomorrow may or may not wear me out, so if it doesn't, there's a higher probability than usual I'll be on tomorrow.
Jesus Fellsbo said hey, got inspired watching you paint the Xenoborg. I purchased the model and now
Nice.
I'm waiting to get an aircraft to start painting it.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. It's a pretty nice little model. Just be careful of the tail, it's very fragile. It prints in one piece, but the connections inside it are pretty weak. And try and think of something unique with it. I've seen a lot of other people do different things with it. You know, no two have been the same. I still have yet to see anyone do the carbon fiber, though, which would make sense for something like that. To me, anyway. I'm glad I was able to inspire you to do that, though. What printer are you using? Okay, this end sucks for getting this out.
Jesus Fellsbo said thanks. Great tip, will do. Not sure if I'll try a big FDM or resin.
FDM would be interesting. There's just a lot of smooth surfaces you'd have to kind of fill and fix. And if you go back and watch Alien Romulus, you'll see they were actually 3D printing the facehugger eggs.
But I have a basic photon liner and a Dandy Lab A1.
Okay. The parts, as they come, are made to fit primarily in something the size of a Saturn II. So something with a 10.1 screen. It's not to say you couldn't enlarge them or shrink them to suit others. Just letting you know how they come. Part of me wanted to try something. That's not going to work. I don't like that. Part of me wanted to try doing a larger print of it, But then I was looking at it and I'm like, there's just enough detail for it the size that it's at. Anything larger and it would start looking toy-like. You're welcome. And thanks for watching. You don't realize how much paint gets up into the furrow of your brush until you really start hitting it with something stronger to clean it. I really got to go through my brushes one day and give them a good shot. Alright, we'll repaint that with the dark aluminum and just let the shape of the blade work it. Because chrome was not working out too well for that. We'll let that dry for a little bit. But now I need to clean off my fingers, because I've got chrome on them and I don't want to touch her with chrome on my fingers. So have you seen the other two figures in the series with this one? The one with the anti-tank rocket and the other one with just this rifle or this carbine and this blade? I like the way that came out. Just enough highlight to pop the details. Just a little bit of glue on the join there to pop it together. And it'll retain better, because these do have an issue falling off.
A7DK said no. Been concentrating on my alien Queen GW40K in 1/16 armor.
I've got some Queen files I could print. I don't know if I should, though. I don't really want something big and spindly that'll fall apart easily. Blackout fell over in the middle of one of the last streams. Gotta rebuild him. Be right back. The part just went ping! Found it. There. Actually, this pose has me thinking, because that's unintentionally, but it's like a relaxed pose.
At Leo 2A7, is getting insanely stupid ripped. My, she is gorgeous.
And with the nonchalant face, I might see if I can work with this pose a little bit, because this is not what I had in mind. This is just how it came to be. Come on. Fit. Don't tell me the paint is causing fit problems. I didn't even put that much paint on here. There we go. Let's get your head on. Here's Alex gooning over the figure. Oh, come on, don't pop the hand off the wrist. There we go. And there. Give me a second to get more music going. That one took a bit of time, didn't it? That mix wasn't bad. Because the original figure was essentially like the original character in the series was essentially this, right? Without the shoulder armor, without the chest armor, or anything like that. Then there's the second one that had a slightly larger rifle carbine weapon and an anti-tank missile, and it came in a neon green and white scheme. And then there's this one, which comes with the added armor. And the details popping like that do make it come to life. If you compare it to the short that's out there, I don't want to use her stand, but I might have to. Yeah, she won't stand on her own like this, I think. Yeah, no way in hell. Just give me a sec. Ow. Allie was playing with it last night. I hadn't noticed until after she was over there chewing on the sprue. Kind of a fitting song. Nippers.
At Leo 2A7DK said I could always lend her a hand.
And she'd probably smack it away. I'm just glad the flesh tones I decided to use on the body matched up to the basic skin tone on the head. Yeah, who was it that asked before? George? This is done by the same guy who did Strike Witches. I kind of wish Kotobukiya would do some Strike Witches kits.
At Leo2A7DK said I will be haunted in my sleep tonight.
Oh, if you're going there, okay, you're going there. Give me a sec.
RS_Core Studios just redeemed 3 hits.
She has sisters. Like I said, this one comes with a rocket launcher, so they're all based on the same molds. Just different hair pieces for some, skin tones for others. I wonder how these would look with the 16th scale Humvee, though. Yeah, I think I'll fiddle around with a final pose later on tonight. But yeah, expect a short with her painted. And we'll see if we can catch some trolls too. I might have to cut this to get it to fit. Unless I do something more action-y, but we'll see. But we were talking about Chinooks before. Maybe I could work on this next month. Because I'm dreading this, and it would be great to see me fail doing it live. On this kit, you have to cut these out to fit these in. And I've heard it's actually pretty easy to do, but it still scares the shit out of me. You pervert. Should I start the lewd tax? Every time somebody says giggity or makes a comment like that, they get taxed. So this does come with RAF or Marine markings. Aries. But yeah, the fuselage is the scariest part. Pay the tax! Because, yeah, you can see there where it tells you to cut those sections out. Then you have to make sure these fit right.
At Georgia Davis 7629 said do a cartoon of those ladies riding the 1/16th Humvee.
Or at least a photo shoot of them with it, right? Yeah, I might keep this out on the surface. You don't see many people doing helicopter-y things lately. Alright, back to the core of the channel. Or should I take a break before we get started back in on this? Let's see, 2:42. Yeah, let me take a break. I'll be right back. And yeah, you could always have, you know, the anime style girls, right? So you've got her. Or you could go for the muscle mommy in Bondage. This is a kid as well. It's for some kind of Chinese animated film. I'd never seen the film, I just saw clips of it. And then saw there was a figure available to build. And it does come with lights for the head. But I think the batteries have gone out. I'd need a paperclip to see. If that hole's big enough for a paperclip, I forget if it's that or just this wire. It's the wire. Okay, give me a sec. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, the batteries have gone out, so I'll have to see about doing a surgery later on tonight and putting new ones in. It takes these impossibly small ones that I think are the same type that are in Shockwave's head. White paint, where'd you go? There you are. I'm glad the weather is changing though and it's not blisteringly hot out anymore. There we go. And as I get specific bits completed, I'll get them glued in place. That way, once I start the dusting and all that, they get uniformly covered.
Artynia 2A7DK said watching some British Chinook videos. Weird. They love thinking the Chinook around. Afghan universe. Crazy flying.
Yeah, and then just look up some Chinook crash videos. Because they love doing that too. Go. Also, for a lot of the stuff that I'm putting in, I'm trying to get different colors, greens and stuff, that aren't exactly like what I used on the base color for the Humvee, so they stand out a little bit. There we go. Was there a piece for this? Oh, and has anybody figured out what the December one's going to be?
Leo2A7DK said, tell us.
Ambulance. One of the ones I had on my watch list, the seller dropped the price by $5. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. I'd like to find the Tamiya Bushmaster one for decent money, not scalper's prices, but I'll have to keep looking for that one.
Leo2A7DK said that came in from a right-hand corner.
Do what now? What, my knuckle pop? Yeah, I think we're going to try that too, since we haven't done it on any of the others, but I haven't had any with an open back yet. Hey, model student.
Nice choice.
Well, it's got a full interior as well. We can add some details to that. Or I could do something really dumb and actually install the ceiling-mounted track lights. Use LEDs to make them work. I wouldn't be that crazy, would I? Even if I could just find the roof and Bushmaster parts for the Tamiya one, I'd be happy, because then I could put them on. I could buy a cheaper Italeri one and just put them on that. It's all Tamiya did. Never seen what before? The Bushmaster one? Yeah, I don't like what the wash did there. Like I said, I didn't seal this very well. And I didn't seal it with the same clear coat I sealed the frame arms kit with. So I'm having to do some touch-ups. This one's going to have a different feel to it than the rest, I think. It'll be neat, though. Once this one's done, I'm going to do an individual short just for this. So I'll do the individual short for this one. And then I'll do another short with all 5 of them kind of star-shaped out. Now, there's really not a lot to do on the ambulance kit. It's pretty thorough. It's like this one. If I wanted to, I could go whole hog on it and redo the interior with the doghouse assembly and all that, but I really don't need to. I could put the radio in that one and kind of hide it. There's more I can do in the back to fill it out. See if maybe if I could find some 35th scale Army medical figures or something.
Leo2A7DK said it just need a little nursing.
Ha ha. I see what you did there. Ow. Seems like you're enjoying your downtime at least. Yeah, you missed it, model student. Most of the stream so far has been putting this little lady back to rights after weathering and wearing and detailing her. Yeah, kind of doing a mishmash here. That's actually dark yellow. There was one running around the base in Qatar exactly like this, so decided to recreate it. Ew. This one didn't mix too well now, did it? Either model student's having a stroke or text-to-speech is having a stroke. One or the other. Gonna try... Is this even lighter than that, or is it darker? I think it's going to dry darker, so we're not going to go with that instead. Yeah, it's going to dry darker. Just let us know if you smell burning toast.
team tried to put anti-slip inside the
Oof.
cockpit. My mask team took my decals. Clear coat didn't hold. Grinning face with sweaty emoji.
That's why I try and do most of my paintwork stuff before decals. If you need to mask after decals and clear, use post-it notes. A lot less sticky.
FB model student 27 toast. Grinning face with sweaty emoji.
Kind of going for an old school 90s look on this with all the dry brushing. I also want to capture that sandy covered feel more than the washes are going to do. The dust there was so fine it just stuck to everything.
FB model student 20 said it was an afterthought lesson learned by the student.
Yep, there you go.
Tears of joy emoji.
I need something to munch. I'm gonna grab some Ritz. I'm out of candy corn. I need more candy corn. Definitely need more candy corn. The heck?
FB model student 20 said good times. I've heard between the dust.
Oh, camel spiders are harmless. They only look scary. They're actually harmless. I catch them here. There's like, I think either 9 or 11 species that live in the United States. They're beneficial to have around. They'll eat black widows. Just like wolf spiders.
At Jeff Lawson LZ when you I said hi.
Welcome in, Jeff. How you doing? Welcome to the channel.
At Jeff Lawson LZ when you I said how are you guys?
We're all okay. Working on frame arms kits and model Humvees and BSing about Chinooks and time in the desert and camel spiders.
FB model student 20 said you sound
Well, my spine isn't trying to remove itself. Well, that sounded kind of weird. I'm watching you. Ah. What scale on the layout? Or what gauge, I should say. I leer at nobody. But still, that "I'm watching you" sounded kind of ominous. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, geez, I'm being judged. Just using some old school dry brushing to pop some details before we start going into the dustifying and really getting this thing looking battered more. The model student is our resident Canuckian stalker. How are things in the Great White North, eh? And if Spaceballs 2 works out, I hope to hell Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas can get back together and do something Bob and Doug McKenzie. Anything. We need some Bob and Doug back in the world. Actually, this color is turning out pretty good for doing over everything, so I'm just going to do just that. Not too heavy, and it'll get toned down a little bit. Well, I'll get to that. I just need to get the wood color out, and I'm gonna scrub it where the asses go and where like people grab in between. Well, didn't their old one pass away? And I saw a picture of Geddy Lee recently. Good Lord. He and Iggy Pop might be fighting for most wrinkly soon. And does Geddy Lee still have his voice? Because after hearing, well, what's his name? Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose. After hearing him try and sing "You Will Be Mine" and sounding like Herbert the Pervert from Family Guy, There just comes a point where your voice does not work in your favor anymore.
Model student Queen said yet we can still hit the notes. They're getting a few board plays. Oh yeah, I heard Diamond Dave lately. Awesome.
There we go. Yeah, it's a bit exaggerated, but honestly, I don't not like it. It's kind of fading the overall colors a bit too, so... See? Happy accident. I knew I'd make one this stream. Actually, I didn't really. I'm just throwing crap at the wall. Alright, Alex. Take it easy. Ooh, interview tomorrow. Good luck. I hope you get it. But rest well. And have a good night. Everybody give Alex good luck on his interview tomorrow. He went through a situation similar to what I went through back in 23.
At Leo 2A7DK said thanks to all.
So I know I landed on my feet. I know he can too. I like that. This is going to get a different treatment. I'm going to dry brush it a little bit, though. Uther, how you doing? You been lurking a while, or you just get here? In the words of the great tank commander Oddball. Send them all the positive waves. Woof woof woof. So I think these were dusty buggers. It's going alright. We're going a little overtime today because I'm actually I'm feeling good. I'm in a decent mood. You know, nothing's really got me down. My head doesn't feel heavy for once, so we're just pushing on through. I want to make at least 4 hours today. So I think what I'm going to do next is we're going to mist the chassis. Uber lurker, yeah. We're going to mist the chassis with some sand color. And we'll get up underneath and in the wheel wells. Yeah, we're in the zone today, exactly. Hope it's not the Chernobyl exclusion zone, but we're in A zone. How's that? Now this isn't the whitest color I could choose for the dust, but I don't want to go too bright because too pure of a, or too close of an actual color would kill the model in terms of its overall coloration. So I'm using a wooden brown to be my light sand coat before I bring in the Vallejo effects. There we go. That's just about right. A little more on the back. Yep. And we're going to come back to the dusty color as well for when I get the windshields installed. I'm just keeping them safe right now. I like that. Thank you, Joel. Let's get that out of here. That out of here. Yeah, so far we haven't run into a point of the stream where I have to stop to let things dry or set or anything like that, so it's been good at keeping me going today. And having a good interactive audience today has helped too. I don't feel like I'm trying to make things up to talk about. Ah, so you have brought others in. Thank you. The tires, I don't care if I get too heavy on them, because I can always dry brush the base color back in. But these did drive around on a lot of paved roads, so I want to simulate like a tire that's been in the dust and then driven on pavement and had the dust worn off, right? I fear I may have gotten too dusty on the tires, but that's alright. we'll put it together temporarily, see how it all looks, and see where I need to add or take away. Where did my...
FB model student 20 said I can just chill. I'll be working all night so close to finishing my plane build. Nerd face emoji like how the best tables and stuff.
And all that is to do that? To me, a wooden deck tan. Thinned out and sprayed on from a distance. Just check your intensity as you go so you don't just go and repaint the model. And if you get it on thin enough and dry enough, sometimes you can even go back with a damp brush and kind of work it and clean it up a little bit and move it around. So if you wanted to make something look like it had been dusty but then it got rained on, good way to go. In this case, buff would be a little too pale, and it would have really contrasted too sharply with the camo. Trust me, I've seen... Hell, I think I've got pictures on my computer of some of these in Germany at the training range there, and the whole lower chassis looks white. Where did that go? I know I've got one I can show you. Where did they go? I can't find it now, but if you Google it, you'll see exactly what I mean. No, but earlier I was talking about how I've got the one for November. This is October's build, obviously. The one for November is going to be the old Italeri Stinger Humvee, which it's a fictional subject because the Stinger launcher that's in it was never actually in it. No, this is just dirt and mud. Or what I could do is take that Stinger version, make it into a four-door version with no top, and get a driver figure and use some pantyhose and tape a periscope on his head, paint the windshield black, see if I can find something another figure that looks like Tommy Lee Jones, and another guy in the back seat, and we can do the monocle training driving scene Humvee from Firebirds. It's on YouTube for free, but check out the movie Firebirds if you've never seen it. And when you get to that scene, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I want to try something here. The driver and passenger getting in and out a lot. See if we can just remove a little bit of the dust right here, where their leg will be brushing against there.
Tim said, oh wow, I remember that movie now.
That movie's a lost gem, I think. I just felt that break under my finger. We'll get you glued back on. And I really should have done my headlights and taillights and reflectors before I did the dust, but that's alright.
At B Model Student 20 said this one is going to stand out. The paint is glide up.
Did you ever see the one that was painted sand where I had it all worn off? It's based on an actual picture, so. And then, where did it go? I just want to see how this is going to look. If it looks too stark, I won't do it too much. But these ribs in the back are usually almost always worn down to the metal. Because the truck is aluminum. So they won't rust. They'll just stay shiny, especially if it's constantly being used.
At B Model Student 20 said that's my move. One step forward, two steps back. Really face it sweaty midget.
Kind of like what this is doing. We'll see how that looks with a bit more dust applied. Go back and add more if I need to. Okay. Yeah, let me get those reflectors done. Actually. Those are looking okay. We'll see how they look with a coat of dust effects. Where's the aluminum? There it is. So, yeah, November's Humvee will be the Stinger, and then December, I ordered that one last night. It'll be here in the next week or so after. December's will be the M997 ambulance. That's not to be confused with the M977, which is the Oshkosh cargo truck. And I still didn't add the hinge mounts to the side of the body there. Alright. Ooh. I think this one's repeating, but it's not a bad mix, so I'll let it go. For me, that's too big. And I have a specific formula that I use on it, so... Am I gonna have to order more sand soon? I think I might. Yeah, so I know what I'm putting Alex's donation towards. Another bottle of this stuff. And we have a visitor. I know, Allie. It's been more than 3 hours. I'm so sorry. And whenever you're building Humvees, make sure you got your hubs in the right order. There is a hub with just 5 bolts, and then there's a hub with 2 raised pieces. Those are always on the back. These are rewarding little vehicles to build, though. If you haven't built one, I encourage you to.
Said, oh, interesting. Thanks for the heads up.
And that's if you care that much about accuracy. I've seen a lot of people not get them right, but I'm not one to, to point it out like that. For the camo on the Humvee, you want to get the NATO series colors that Tamiya made. NATO brown, NATO black, and NATO green. For that, you'd actually want to go with Murdoch scheme or overall olive green. So you'd want to go overall forest green or the old green flat earth with the black and sand crow's feet. That never actually entered production. I'd like to find one of those, but everyone I find, people want stupid money for. Since it was a prototype, nobody has made a new one since Tamiya did that back in the 90s.
Model Student 20 said I have the Hilux.
I think at one point the Bushmaster one was repainted in the 3-color camo. But more often or not, you'll see it in either the dark green or the modular camo system. Hi, girl. You being good? Frankie was up here earlier and didn't bother me, so you better not either. Okay?
At Model Student 20 said extras of all the ones I use regularly, except flat black. Grinning face with sweat emoji. At Georgia Davis 7629 said but why?
But why what?
At Georgia Davis 7629 said seems silly having different wheels.
It has to do with the lockers and the hubs. It's an all-time 4-wheel drive vehicle. I just forget which one's which as far as the lockers and stuff.
At Model Student 20 said super worked out to $3 per pot. At Model Student 20 said cheaper.
What, did you just become a distributor for Tamiya, but you didn't tell them you didn't have a store, so they just send you paints? Yeah, I always use NATO black when I have to use black now. Standard flat black always feels too dark, too raw. Especially Tamiya's, it feels dead to the eyes for some weird reason. Oh, did Frankie give you an owie in the ear? You shouldn't start fights with your brother like that.
At Model Student 20 said I couldn't say no. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji rubber black means good too.
Rubber black is too brown. It has its uses, but it's too brown. Little Molotov chrome in the headlight holes.
At Model Student 20 said astonished face emoji your colorist. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
No, I just know what ones play nice to me. NATO black is still good and warm, but without going over into that odd red-brown range that rubber does. You're just watching my every move right now, aren't you, girl? Yeah. Hi, pretty. From where this one started out a couple weeks ago and where it is now, though.
Saw a Gundam Tsunaju painted 8 different types of black. It looked amazing.
Well, you can throw up a link if you can find it. But I was going to say, from where this was a couple weeks ago to where it is now, I think it's one of my better ones I've done so far. Even with all the imperfections in it.
At the models 2 to 20 said it looks great, I think.
We're going to aim the next one better. Even if I don't use the stupid little stinger tower in it, I want to do it in the earlier 80s camo scheme, not the NATO 3 color. Because I've found a couple pictures of them like that, and I want to try that out, see how it looks. Because these entered service 85, 86, right around the same time the LAV-25 did. And the LAV was running around in the Murdoch schemes for a little while still, too. I think I even saw a picture of one of these in the 7th Army Master Camouflage, which is weird. But, alas, I think we have reached a it needs to dry point.
The models 2 to 20 asks you probably have, but have you tried recreating that digital type camo?
Maybe if I do one from, like, Korea or the Philippines or someplace that's done it. Right now I'm going to concentrate on US service only, though. Yeah, I think we've reached a stopping point for the day. Which is fine, because I think we've gone on to, yeah, almost 4 hours. But thanks everybody for stopping by and watching. Thank you to Major Havoc and Aries for the resubs. Thanks to Alex for supporting the channel with a donation. Next full stream day should be Friday. Gonna try and pop in between Tuesday and Thursday if I can. So keep an eye out. Keep your notifications on. And like and subscribe and comment and all that to keep the channel up and keep it out there on YouTube. It seems to be getting more notice. We got 10 subs in the last 4 days. So let's keep that up. And yeah, I'll see you all later in the week. Have a good night, have a good evening or morning wherever you are, and take it easy. Yeah, yeah, you finally got in on the right time. No. But yeah, I'll see you all later. I'm gonna be putting a short up tonight for the Frame Arms Girl, and we'll see how that goes.